Welcome back, Jack. Netflix news. We're here with special guest Trine Christensen next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Bound by wild desire.
Oh, guys, let's sing it.
And my cowboy hat. I mean.
This is gonna be a GIF. I know it. They're gonna GIF the crap out of this. We're gonna regret this. I won't do it. I'm not gonna sing.
I'm trying
I refuse.
I'm trying to stay ungiftable today.
What was that
All right. Hey guys. Hey, it's been a bit, right? Last time we were here, I wasn't here. We had Amy Cassandra filling in, and that was okay. But
She rocked it. She rocked it.
Shade.
Stuck with this one
You're
again.
watching Netflix news, and I'm Rick Hong. You can find me on all social media at Rick Hong, R-I-C-K-H-O-N-G, and I've got...
Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so good to have Rick back. I'm just gonna touch him for you, because he's back and we missed him. That's probably inappropriate, and now it's on camera. Shoot! Shoot!
It's okay, this is Netflix.
Hey everybody, you know me, it's Ashley Chaney, and if you want to talk to me online about anything that you see here on this show, find me online at Ashley on Camera, and let's talk about it. I'll explain all this and much more.
I'm Steve Kaufman. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufman. That is Kaufmann.
Hi everyone! We're back! I'm so excited. I'm Amy Cassandra, and you guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra TV. Lots of pretty pictures on Instagram, funny tweets, you know, the good stuff.
And we've got Trine Christensen in the house.
Yay!
You want to say hello? We got you right there.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And everybody, where can everybody find you on social media? At Trina T. Christensen, the #1, correct?
Thank you. Yes. As we established. Yes, thank you for that.
There'll likely be a picture, and then you'll be tagged in that picture on Twitter.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So if it's,
okay, good.
If it's
Help
not,
me out.
If you're not watching us live right now, if you're listening to us tomorrow, AfterBuzz will have tweeted a picture, and they'll find you in that picture.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And don't follow the tag that Ashley on Camera posted because it's wrong. So do look for the AfterBuzz tag. That's the right one, folks. Always accurate here on
you
Netflix
deleted that
News.
tweet by now.
Okay, guys. So I hope everybody had a fun Thanksgiving, guys. You just...
Oh yeah, food is
times.
so good.
Trina, do you have a nice Thanksgiving?
Yes, yes, always. I always have a great Thanksgiving. It's all about this food.
Yes.
So before Thanksgiving, or like right before Thanksgiving and after our last broadcast, they dropped a show called Godless, which is written and directed by Scott Frank and executive produced by Steven Soderbergh. And that's why Trina is here today, because she has a role on the show. And before we start, just so you guys are a little familiar, we're going to show you the trailer right now.
All right.
Let's all bow our heads and pray that Roy Good don't never show up here.
So many beautiful
But if he
classic
does-
Western
Yeah,
motifs
Jeff
happening
Daniels.
right now, you
Yeah,
guys.
Jeff Daniels, Michelle Dockery, Jack Connell.
Take him in. That you want to suffer. Like our Lord Jesus suffered for all of us.
Jeff Daniels is the bad guy.
Oh yeah. And Sam Waterston is
He's in it as well. Yep.
Yeah.
Limited series.
Powerful bond that being born into it.
Friend don't like you much and can't abandon you. Why did you abandon him?
Scoot McNairy is awesome.
Yes.
I heard what he did in Creed.
If you guys are tuning in on a podcast, we're watching some pretty classic Western scenes go down. Saloon fights and
It's only a matter of time before Frank Griffin comes
horse-drawn
looking for
carriages.
Roy. Before it gets out, there's gonna be no stopping Frank.
Hey there.
Can't drain that line you got inside.
There's something I gotta finish.
Yeah, they're typical gun shoots.
Yep.
Just dying is no goddamn fun.
Ooh, welcome to No Man's Land.
Yeah, so this dropped on November 22nd. It is 7 episodes, I believe, and I watched it, and it's really actually about 10 hours.
Yeah,
Although
each episode's an hour 10, I think.
Yeah,
right?
and then the finale is like 80 minutes.
Oh, wow, okay. So that's 7 films.
Trina, so you play, I believe, Jacob's wife.
I do.
And
do.
can you tell us a little bit about your character?
I can. I am part of a group of Norwegian settlers, which I'm from Denmark originally, so
I
that
didn't
was
even
sort
pick
of
up an accent.
Yeah, there's a little accent here. There's a little accent here, and again, of course, you know, I gotta say this: Jacob's wife, right? Women, right? I mean,
You need a much more
Hello.
solid case. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
yeah, why couldn't it be so-and-so's husband? Anyway, I'll let
Yep.
that go.
Yep.
So I'm very, very happy with the show.
What is your character's name so that we can stop saying
it's Jacob's wife.
Jacob's wife.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
And I've seen it, so you'll understand the context once you watch the show. I'm very familiar with who your character is in the show.
No, there is actually a very good reason why
Sure.
that specifically is the name. So
I'm only one
And,
episode deep, so I'll forgive it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I mean, and what I think is kind of coincidental is that she's also like Trina's also on Preacher,
Yes.
and you play the preacher's wife.
I play
the cowboy's wife.
the Saint of Killers.
Yeah, the Saint of Killers, but the cowboy's wife.
Yes.
Yes, like on that show. So is that I was trying to figure out how did you do those roles? Like, were you like maybe like in the same state, or were they like, you know what, she knows how to wear like the prairie outfit, so let's get her for this show, or how did the role come to you?
Well, okay. So on both of them, I kind of had a shoe in the door there with being European, speaking Danish, with the ability to read in Norwegian also because our languages are really pretty close, and I speak conversational German, which was required for another role. So I just sort of had a few skills that helped me get my foot in the door, and then also, hey, no plastic surgery of any kind. So
she looks just as good here as she does on screen right now.
So hey, you know, just want to say out there to the ex-boyfriend who told me it would really do me a lot of good to get a new job.
No.
Guess what?
No.
What is his name and social security number? We are gonna find him.
That's no good.
I mean,
He says, "Let me give you some industry advice."
Oh,
Yeah.
he's eating his own advice right now, sweetheart.
Wow.
Yeah.
No way.
No,
You're
yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah. Oh well, thank you very much.
You're beautiful
But I
and
also got-
talented.
hey,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
And guess what? You know, none of these roles would have come my way had I. And again, you know, to anyone who wants to do that, that's great. Do it because you want to. Don't do
Yes.
it because some blank gives you some poor advice.
You know, you could say it in Norwegian and we wouldn't know.
Oh,
So if
there
you
you
want
go.
to.
Hey, yeah.
That's true. It's not censored. Where did the series for you shoot?
Okay, so the series shoots in New Mexico.
So you were in New
the
Mexico,
Santa
okay.
Fe area. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I've been there. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous, and I really think the state is just so beautifully shot on this.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. Every single shot of Godless to me is just absolutely perfect.
Yeah, every frame
The
is-
lighting and it's absolutely fantastic.
How many days were you on set?
I was only on set for I believe 3 days. Yes.
And you're primarily like you were there with Jeff Daniels.
Yes.
Jeff Daniels,
Oh,
and
yes.
how is that? Because like
Yeah.
he's always like usually most of the time, at least in his early career, he was playing a comedic character,
Right.
And he does some drama, like he's been on
Newsroom.
Newsroom.
Thank you.
And in this role, he definitely does not play a nice guy at all.
No.
I don't think I've actually ever seen Jeff Daniels play a role this evil before.
I know, and doesn't he just do it so well?
Uh-huh.
He's. It was a joy watching him work. It was really just one of those things. I don't really get nervous on set, but I was a little bit. I was like, oh, this is Jeff Daniels. I've been a fan for so long.
Yeah, right.
And one of my favorite scenes of all time is him on Newsroom and the speech that probably is pretty famous by now. So, you know, I thought, no,
Yes.
just leave him alone. Just come in. We ended up having conversation in the morning, which was very nice. Something had happened the night before.
You're right.
Yeah.
I know from the series. You mean?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, in real life.
Okay.
Oh, juicy.
There had
juicy
been.
stories.
There was an election.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We all say with a.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, well, good. So I wake.
I didn't
well,
realize
not wake
that's
up.
when you shot that. It was like
Yes.
that far back. Okay.
Yes, it was the very first scene I had to do was on that morning, and
Gosh, that's
I was just in shock, as I think a lot of people
Yes.
were.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
Right? And so in my head I thought, well, surely we don't shoot today.
That's funny.
It must be canceled.
No work today.
I know, right? The world should stop. Or yeah, exactly. Right.
Seriously, in my head, I thought, wow, I think America just broke.
Yes.
Do I still go to work tomorrow?
Yeah. I think a lot of people felt that way the next day.
It
Sure.
was awful.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And so, I cried. I hadn't really slept. I'm sort of driving in just this fog on my way up to work, and I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to be in there. I have these hard scenes, and there's going to be people here who feel differently. How am I going to feel about it? And I've never felt like this about an election before. I've always been passionate. I've always been out there getting involved. But this, to me, was just,
Yep.
yeah, it was so overwhelming. So I got on set.
Did those emotions kind of help you feel your performance? Because
They-
they
I
sometimes
feel
do.
like it kind of
Seriously,
would.
yeah.
For the
They-
scenes that you were in, I feel like maybe it would have.
Well, I was concerned that I wouldn't be able to concentrate because I just would spontaneously start crying. And
Happens to me all the time.
It's me too.
I
still.
watch the news and start
Other
crying.
reasons, yes. But I end up sitting in a warming tent with him, and I just thought, how does he feel about this? Should I say something? Should I not say something? I don't want to. And we both just sat quietly, and I finally just looked up and I said, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And he just looked at me like, I think just sort of reading me, and I think we could just both tell.
Sure.
And we both were just,
Wow.
I mean, if it needs, like I
know?
said, for you guys, I've seen I've seen the whole series,
Yeah.
so I know like the scenes that she's in, and actually, it's good that you're not. I have to say this a little bit of a spoiler alert, but they're not in like a happy ha ha scene, so
No.
it kind of works to get into that mood. I feel like maybe.
I didn't see a happy haha scene in the first episode.
Yeah, sure. There's not that many. That's true.
happy
That's
ha-ha
true.
scenes.
So.
No.
You don't
no,
get
no.
that vibe either from
No.
the trailer.
No.
It's not like,
No.
woohoo.
But after talking to him, he was kind and compassionate and wonderful. We had great conversation, and he was down to earth, and then this just amazing performer. Theater and film and television and everything. And it made me so much more comfortable going in and doing what was going to be a really tough scene. But of course, getting in that character at that point when I knew, okay, I'm working with somebody who's a good person, which you always hope, especially
Sure.
with
Yeah.
somebody.
Yes.
I hope every single week, but
Wow.
Do you see what we put up with here? This is why.
Do you see the shade that he throws?
I see it. I see
throws
it.
that
I
shade
see
on the
it.
daily.
that's what you're a breath of fresh air to have you here today.
Well, thank you. Well, I was fortunate. I don't have anything bad to say there. He was absolutely
Oh no. I
fantastic.
just wanted to see how your experience was.
I know.
But
No,
Yeah.
he was wonderful to work with, and it just really made it comfortable for me to put myself in such a vulnerable position. I
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
needed to be able to trust the other actor in the scene. And so sitting down and having the conversations, and last we just stood up and gave each other a hug and said, all right, because again, we're going to go out here and set who are we surrounded with, and it just made it comfortable. I thought, all right, I feel good now. I feel good. He's a nice guy. It's good.
is it a little bit easier to know that being in Preacher and you're wearing the old prairie clothes to say, oh, I know what this is like. I'm
Yeah.
familiar. It's like really dusty. Were the outfits the same or different?
Yeah, you'd think, right? Probably for most people. So I am.
Because for me, I'm like, of course she's in, if she's in Preacher and she's
Yeah.
wearing the prairie clothes, and in Godless, I was like, to me it makes sense. I was like, yeah, she knows how to do this.
Well, yeah, but
I
that
don't
would
know.
for me. I wonder if you worry about getting typecast from here on out. It's that would be my
Well,
fear.
I was thinking more about the
down
clothes.
with that.
just
I love
putting-
doing this kind of work. I
good.
love it. I love it. It was great. I come in there, they said, all right, open your mouth. Let's just, let's add a little stain to your teeth.
Oh,
and I
cool,
just
yeah,
thought, good. This is going to be fun. No, I'll tell you what. For any of you, I don't know if the women, probably not you guys, I don't know, but trying to get on a corset.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Wow.
right.
What? How? Because again, I'm thinking, well, so my friend Sarah Minnick, who is on the show as well, and she had it down, and she says, "Come here, I'll help you." So she's helping me. She hadn't been there.
Well, wardrobe wasn't there to help you. You
Oh,
cannot
of
do
course.
that by yourself.
Of course they would.
Yeah.
Wardrobe would absolutely. But she just said, I know how to do this. And And
Did
fixed
she
it.
also give you the breathing tips? Because I have been photographed in a corset, and it was a 2-hour shoot, and I remember thinking, I'm gonna pass out. Like it's so hard to breathe in those suckers.
She asked me, what is your main concern here? I said, being comfortable. She goes, all right. She goes, breathe out and make room, and don't pull in your breath when I'm doing it. And so it's
smart. Yeah, that's the trick.
I wore a corset for Wonder Woman, the costume that I was this last year, and it was great though because it just helps you if you're sitting down. You're just
wonderful
like, hey.
Your Halloween costume? That doesn't count. I
was-
saw a picture of that.
Yeah.
It was a
Corset's a corset,
corset.
dude.
It was a corset. It did have a zipper on the side. Once you did the whole thing, but it was for a few hours, and then it's great to take it off and wear normal clothes.
Oh my God.
For sure.
I turned it upside down. I don't know any of these things. I just, I can't curl my own hair. I can barely. Like when it comes to all these really cute, girly things that I want to be good at, because you see other people, it's like, oh my God, it looks so great, and I just cannot figure it out.
And you have a daughter too, right? You're telling us you have a daughter?
2.
2 daughters. So now, what do you do about their hair? Like, how are you managing momhood?
Next question. I was like, here's a band, and there's a ponytail.
Yeah, right.
Everybody at school can tell when her dad does it.
That's so
because he comes with this beautiful braid, and me, I'm like, I don't know.
My dad is the
Sorry.
one who taught me how to braid my hair. I mean, I still can't do a very good job, but it was my dad that taught me. So don't feel alone out there. It doesn't come naturally to all of us.
No, not me.
I mean, so is it as like dusty as I think that it would be, like
Yes.
being out there? I mean, because I've been to Santa Fe, but
More.
not in the context of like being like just out, not in a city area. So, and then having to like, I'm sure like maybe like I don't even think it's have to like jump up and down in the dirt to, or if they like throw like more dust at you to kind of look
They
more dusty.
like barely need to. It
just-
really
it's
was
just- it's
rather
that
dusty.
dusty.
Yeah, so you work a day on set and you're just kind of covered.
It's a
Which
layer
is
of
great.
dust.
Yeah, layer of dust. Yeah.
It adds to the production value.
It
I
does.
haven't seen your scene, but were there horses? I'm always amazed when there's that level of horses, and especially the very first episode. I was like, that's intense. There's some horse scenes. Did you have to work with horses? With animals?
I did not have to work with horses. I had to work with a skunk.
Oh, great.
And I also had to work with oxen.
Ooh.
So
the
yes.
the bison thing.
Yeah.
Think a little bit of like Oregon Trail.
Okay.
Think a little bit of Oregon. I don't know if you're familiar with the game Oregon Trail.
I am not.
It's kind of like the journey that you were on in the show.
Okay.
So, but they had it was a very like early '80s computer game.
Okay.
And you tried to make it across the United States, and you would come across villainous people. You would get diseases.
Wow.
You had to like try to buy food. Animals
Always
would
ford the
die.
river.
Yeah. So
There was a hunting mini game I was amazing.
It's actually online now. Who was it? I think it's maybe if you Google Oregon Trail now, it's like you can play it on your computer.
Yeah,
it's definitely fun.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's very
We'll find out.
primitive, sure. Yeah, very primitive. So you'd be like, "What is this?" I'm sure someone's done an update on it, but
Wait, but can
There
we
were
get
a lot
back to
of
the
updates on
skunk?
I'm sitting here and I'm like, pretty soon I'm going to say something about the skunk. Yes!
Yeah.
A trained skunk. I didn't even know they exist.
Oh my, they're
But-
always so cute. Did you-
It was adorable. It was adorable. At that point, again, I was just like, wait, I have to stay. Can I go play with a skunk? It was a trained skunk. And it was just the cutest thing. And it comes in, they're giving it commands and making noises with a whistle and things like that. And it was fantastic.
And it didn't spray?
Soft.
You know what I
touch it?
think? I don't know if this for sure, but I have heard before that there is a way that you can remove the
Take the-
gland.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
sure. It's like
Yeah.
it's like with snakes, you can kind of de-venomize
Yeah.
them. So that's what I was curious
So
about.
that
Sure.
I
Yeah.
would assume that was the case.
And it was probably done in a very humane way, PETA. We
Oh.
have nothing to do with
I'm
it.
sitting here thinking, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fun. I want a little pet skunk. I mean, I don't actually want a pet, so I'm like so scared to say anything about the exotic animals because someone's gonna
Be careful.
come down
You're
on
gonna have
me.
all these gifts showing up down here. Yeah. Skunks.
I'm done.
I always love meeting show animals though.
Yeah.
Because like I think any animal you can think of, there's someone who keeps them and trains them specifically to bring them to
Right.
your movie set. So it's really cool to see like a show skunk where it's just like, this is a skunk.
I didn't even realize that existed, to be honest.
Yeah,
This is a skunk.
I didn't
Yeah.
either.
You
it
needed
does.
to move from this mark to this mark. Got it.
Right, and the skunk's just like, all right, no problem, man. And it's just
One of
sorta,
my very
yeah.
first jobs in Hollywood in the entertainment industry was a live newscast. I was in the room, operating camera for a live newscast, and they had this segment called Zoo to You, where they would bring in live animals. And really quickly, I have nightmares about bears. I have a deathly fear of bears, and I couldn't have planned this better myself.
my.
Day one, a flippin' grizzly bear in the studio with me.
no.
In the studio, I have to run camera with a grizzly bear in the studio while this guy is and I'm not kidding you, there was like 12 pies. They just kept feeding the bear pies. I'm like, please feed the bear all the pies. Keep that bear happy. Anyway, animals.
Are you okay with lions and tigers?
Yeah, I'm cool with the lions and tigers and bears, but not bears. Oh my, yeah.
All right.
Do you have my permission to pull that clip? Or do I have your permission to pull that clip?
We have it somewhere.
Thankfully, I wasn't on camera. I was running the camera.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll still find the clip.
There is a photo of me very terrified.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's on, thank you,
There's
Internet.
some
Where-
shaky camera work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then where were you shooting Preacher at?
I shot 3 episodes in the state of New Mexico, and then
Same.
Wow, lots going on
Same,
in New
like
Mexico.
off of Santa Fe or completely somewhere else.
Just not in the same area, but again, with sort of a similar vibe. And then here in the summer, I was lucky enough to be invited back for season 2, which shot in New Orleans. And now you were talking
right, that's
about.
right. That's right.
Excuse me. Now you're talking about scary animals, right? So I have
Oh
this
God.
unreal fear of alligators.
Gators. Oh no.
I'm terrified. And so we have this scene where my husband, on my insistence, I'm sure, is going to get baptized. And so he has to walk into the swamp.
Oh,
And
no.
I'm just looking, and I'm just going,
That's scary. In New Orleans,
Right.
yeah.
yes. And so, of
Alligators.
course, we actually have gator wranglers coming out and clearing the area. And can you really clear an area? Can you
Right,
really make sure?
right,
But they come
right,
on, they're like,
right.
all right, we're clear, no gators. And I thought, oh my God. I was just like, Graham, it's such a joy working with you. And he has to get in the water, and he's looking. And I'm pregnant in the scene, and I just go, well, she wouldn't. She wouldn't be going in there, would she? I mean, she's pregnant. She's probably going on the shore.
She
wouldn't
says,
she?
save her back
Yeah.
here.
Luckily, I didn't have to go in. I just started going, getting concerned.
Not to feel your fear here, but those suckers are fast on land too. So I'll just tell you that
That's
much.
why. That's why they're so scary. Because I had somebody telling me the other day, I'm more scared of sharks. I was like, sharks?
You have to find a shark.
Once you get on land, you're good. The gators, they'll follow you.
Oh yeah.
That's true. And they're fast. Yeah.
And they can jump really high, so you
Yeah.
can be,
Oh, no.
off land.
Ooh. Yeah.
How we've gotten into the animal section.
right? No,
I
because
feel-
we
I
were
feel
talking
the
about
blame.
Preacher. And then pretty soon you are going to be on The Brave.
Yes, I am.
Do you know when that's going to air, and how was that shoot?
Oh my goodness, it was fantastic. That was absolutely fantastic. They have this very diverse cast, something that I feel very strongly about. And there are some women with some powerful parts. Same thing, of course, goes for Godless, which just
Yeah, absolutely.
it just
Yep.
makes my heart sing. I love it. And on The Brave, there are not only, some good female roles on it, there's also people of all different nationalities, speaking all different languages, and they're being very honest to that, to really portray that. And it was fantastic.
And where was that shot?
That was
The
also
Brave?
shot in New Mexico. So,
Whoa.
So
Yeah.
you're really familiar with New
So New
Mexico.
Mexico-
You start telling everybody else, it's like, this is where you go
Very.
here, this is what you go to see.
yes, I have just the
Wow.
most fantastic agent out there, and yeah.
Are you,
Well,
so
so
you
how many
based out of
houses
New
do you
Mexico?
own?
She keeps me busy. I have been for the longest time, and I'm just starting to sort of be back and forth between LA and New Mexico. But it's where I own my houses in New Mexico.
Wait, so that means then you've definitely done the balloon fiesta.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
The hot air balloon?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
I did that last 2016, and it's awesome.
It's
wow.
fantastic.
Yeah.
What time of year does that go down?
It's in October.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like they had this huge area, and like everybody just comes, starts lighting up their balloons, deflating them, taking off, and there's different days for different events. So so I figured you'd be very familiar if you're. You can't live in New Mexico and not go, or that's the first thing.
I love it, and I love spending time in LA. Also, those are sort of my 2 favorite places in the world, and well, in Denmark. I like Denmark a lot. But I felt at home in New Mexico. There was just something. They call it the land of enchantment, and it just really is. There's some magic in the air, just these big, wide open spaces, and it's gorgeous. It just grabs your heart, and yeah.
Feels sort of like spiritual juju, like floating through the air. I feel that. I've been to New Mexico too, but I can't remember where I was. I knew I could see Mexico from where I was.
Well, okay, so what I want to know, so we're Netflix news guys. We do reviews and coverage, and I would love to know, when you have time, when the kids are asleep, and you have time and you're not on set, what do you watch on Netflix?
Okay.
Do you binge watch, or do you just try to, do you watch movies first? Do you try to get the TV shows, the half hours? What are you watching?
I am always watching TV shows.
TV shows?
And yes. And because I have kids, because one of them is 6, you know, it's sort of limited when I can get around to do that. Because a lot of times I want to put her to bed, and I'm tucking her in, and it's 8:30, and the next thing you know, I wake up, and it's 5 in the morning, and I fell asleep. I just finished binge watching Stranger Things.
Yep.
You know what? That's a good segue, because speaking of Stranger Things, so season one aired, season 2 aired, and they just announced that Netflix has officially picked up season 3.
As if there was any doubt.
As if there's any question.
So that's one of my shows. Orange is the New Black has been a show I've been watching.
So did you watch both seasons of Stranger Things?
Oh yeah.
And then are you caught up on Orange is the New Black?
Yes, I'm caught up. Yeah, I'm caught up on all of them.
So yes, you're a definite fan then. You're a definite fan.
Yes, I am. And then I have quite a few AMC shows I like.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I'm waiting for Better Call Saul to come back.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And that's shot in New Mexico.
Yes, it is.
New
Breaking
Mexico's
Bad was shot there as well. So yeah.
Do your kids
and then Godless.
know?
I have not gotten to see all of Godless yet. So no spoilers.
I'll tell you what. I'm not even lying, because you're sitting here. I actually turned it on, and that's how I'll gauge. I'll watch one episode, and I was thinking, I know you're going to be on the show, so I wanted to familiarize myself.
Yeah.
I ended up watching the whole thing before. I've only finished episode 1 of The Punisher, which also kind of dropped around that same time. So that, to me, it says something if I can get through a series that quickly. I think I watched it in about 2 days.
You know, I think if I could have, I would have watched them all back to
I have
back.
a lot more time.
I have 2 episodes left, and I have stuff that I need to do, and I'm like, oh, is there any way I can get out of that? I really want to watch
Good.
It is so good, and I just want to say this. Our director on it, Scott Frank, I don't know if any of you guys have
I'm familiar.
Yes. He's just the best. He is just amazing. He's such a good director. He's such a good person. He's just,
What's it like to watch yourself? Have you seen your scenes yet? I have. What's it like to see yourself and know that the world is seeing you across this huge platform?
Well, you've seen all of them, so that's a loaded question.
It is a loaded question.
Yeah, it is. So I won't say any more about that, but
intrigue.
I feel like I'm totally comfortable with it, and I feel I'm playing a character that's not me. So when I have somebody coming up and saying, "Well, how was this?" and I said, "Well, it's not me. It's I wouldn't do that. This person would." I said, "When I'm in character, that's this fits. This is so I feel comfortable with it." I just went and watched a movie yesterday. It was quite good. It's called Dark Meridian. I hadn't heard of it. I went out, saw it, and it was just fantastic. And so one of the actors on it, James Moses Black, I ended up sitting next to him when he was watching, and I could see he's just kind of like this. And I said, he goes, I said, but you're great. He goes, well, I keep thinking, gosh, should I have done this? Should I have done that? So, but anyway.
Consummate critics, actors.
Yes.
Consummate critics.
Yeah. And I feel like should I pretend that I'm uncomfortable? I'm
no, own it. That's
I
amazing.
like this. Okay, that was good. I could,
Good for you. That's
I like it.
Freedom.
It's fun. Yeah.
Freedom. How about your girls? Do they think it's awesome that you're an actor? Do they recognize it yet? They're too young for your shows.
Right. Well, my 15-year-old gets to see
You have
some
a 15-year-old?
I have a 15-year-old.
We need to talk about your skincare, your diet, and your workout routine.
Crazy.
Thank you. I just turned 40 in May.
Well, because you said you had a girl that was in kindergarten. I was like, I could see that. But wow.
Well, I turned 40 in May, which is
happy
something.
birthday.
Thank you.
May
That I've been
20th.
looking forward to.
IMDb.
Yes, that is right. That is
5
right.
days before me.
Stalker.
Oh,
Yeah.
Taurus, yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
15.
so the oldest get to see some of what I've done, and the youngest does not. So she also doesn't really care.
She's 15. I mean, they don't care about anything.
So if you have a 15-year-old and a kindergartner, then are their viewing habits on Netflix different? Do you ever see like what they're watching on Netflix?
Yes, they're very different. They're very different. My youngest daughter will go in and find like episodes of the Magic School Bus.
Sure.
Yes.
Kids programming. Kids programming.
And that's what she gets to watch. She does not get to see Mom.
Do you know what your 15-year-old is watching on Netflix?
Let's see. What has she been watching? She watched. I'm gonna get in trouble. She got to watch Breaking Bad, which she
No, that's fine.
absolutely loves.
Breaking Bad is like one of the best like shows ever, right,
I
Steve?
think
I mean,
so.
come on.
Yeah.
We're
It's
on the
so
same page.
good.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're on the same
Yeah.
page about
That was
Breaking Bad.
actually where I had my very first TV role was on Breaking Bad.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
got
right.
it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't know that.
And so she didn't see it when it originally aired. She was just too young.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been
And a few years later, actually, let's see, she turned 15 in May, so she might have been just a little bit before she turned 15, probably. I told her, I said, you can watch it with me.
Yeah.
And
Good.
she did, and she absolutely loved it. And then she asked right away, can I see Better Call Saul? I said, yes. So
Okay.
we watched that together.
All right, so it's now December, and Netflix every week has a bunch of releases. And this is clearly, I mean, this stuff starts happening in October. They already the stores start lining up Christmas things everywhere.
Right.
And so now Netflix has a ton of programming for Christmas. I was wondering if, and I know it's on there, would you let your daughter, your 5-year-old daughter, watch The Grinch Who Stole Christmas? Has she seen it before? The live?
Yes,
That's
she
okay.
has. Yes, she has. Yes.
Are you guys
absolutely.
gonna get in the spirit and watch?
I've already
Or
watched
Have
it.
you already seen it?
I've already
I've
seen
seen it.
Steve?
I've is the original Grinch on Netflix? I haven't. I
No,
don't
Jim
know.
Carrey.
No, dude,
no,
the original cartoon will never be on one of these because it's like
Because it gets aired on
it,
TV
it always
every
gets
year.
aired on TV. And like they've got the rights by locked up for years, but
We have watched every version repeatedly. My daughter, my 6-year-old, absolutely loves it, and she also. So I have a little Apple TV box, right? And so
I do
her,
too.
so her favorite. She has. I don't remember at that age. I didn't have all these preferences, but I said, "Let me turn something on." She goes, "I want Netflix." She tells me.
oh wow!
Hey.
And I was
This
like,
episode brought to you by Netflix and Apple.
yeah, and Elise, my 6-year-old daughter, yeah. So she's got it figured out, and she'll grab the little thing and start. I said, I don't know if I'm
freak you out?
comfortable knowing how to do this. Who taught you? So
She's
yeah.
going to be showing
Oh.
you like the way to do it quicker or faster.
Yeah,
But she loves
technology.
it because there's so many different, and of course then I set up the kid one so she can only reach the kid.
Oh, yeah.
But so on Netflix she has all these different
Sure,
rows
it's
of
locked, yeah.
suggestions, so she's just sitting and going, oh, ponies and
So Netflix before YouTube?
yes.
I think
It says
it's
something.
safer.
No, it is safer.
so
No,
much
I'm
safer.
saying it is safer. I'm just saying like that's also funny that she says I want Netflix because there are other kids out there that would probably like just go on YouTube first
Yeah.
or whatever. So like that fact that she's like I want
got-
Netflix.
she's
is-
got good taste.
I was
got
going
really
to
good
say,
taste. She's got really good taste.
she knows. She's 6. She's very particular about things. So, yeah, she knows what she likes.
Okay, so what do you? Okay, so I have a debate because, and I brought this up. We debuted in October,
It's
guys.
big.
I
It's a
brought
big
it up
one.
then.
Wow.
I'm bringing it up right now. There's a movie that is on Netflix called The Nightmare Before Christmas, and I was trying to debate with these guys: is that a Halloween movie or is it a Christmas movie? And if you're not familiar, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts again.
I got mine. I'm locking it in at Christmas. It's a Christmas movie. It's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
It's a Christmas movie, Amy.
Well, I've never seen it, so I think
Still,
it's
wait, weren't we supposed to get
I
together?
haven't
You
seen
still
it.
We
haven't seen
did.
it.
We showed up at the theater, and you two yahoos never showed. So
Because I can watch it on Netflix. I can watch it on
confirmed.
Netflix.
Okay.
I sent a picture of a ticket. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
We will reread this text thread at another time.
it was great. It was my first time actually truthfully seeing it in the theater. It was fantastic. And you guys did miss out because it was at the El Capitan Theater, which if you're not a total LA local and you haven't been to, it's something so magical to bring, especially your littles with you. you. Have you been to El Capitan?
I have.
Oh, it's so cool.
Where they do the big production before they
Yeah.
show you the movie.
They made it snow. They made it snow in the theater. It was so cool.
Well, I
It's
can get
pretty
a bunch of dollar bills and I can make it rain.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
okay.
I'm kidding. Okay. All right. Okay. So another
the room,
movie.
bro.
No. Another movie that's out there, and for some reason I want to get myself in the mindset of it because it happens over Christmas. Is the movie Gremlins? I don't know if you know that movie. Like you know. So what do you guys think? I mean, would that be considered a Christmas movie? I mean, when do you watch Gremlins?
Well, see-
Halloween or?
Don't they have a Gremlins Christmas special? Isn't there
I don't
the
think
Gremlins?
so.
Not on Netflix, but I believe there was a
Okay.
I believe they went pretty hard on that IP.
Yeah.
They used the Gremlins for a lot of things.
Well, there's always that debate of whether it was an actual Star Wars Christmas special too. But
No, trust me. I have seen the Star Wars Christmas special. That is not it.
no, that's canon. Happy Life Day.
Happy Life Day.
I think there are different kinds of people when it comes to Christmas movies or holiday movies where it's like, no, the entire movie has to take place around Christmas. Or there's this one little scene and it's around Christmas, but it's not that big of a deal. So it depends on you. I don't associate it with like your typical Christmas movie. You know, like Love Actually is a Christmas movie.
Which unfortunately
Christmas
right
movie.
now is not
Yeah.
on Netflix. I did look
know.
for that movie, Love Actually.
Right.
One
but
of my
yeah.
top 5
I-
favorite films of all time.
Which
Thank
is
God I own it on
very
DVD.
awesome.
Well, similarly, Die Hard isn't on Netflix.
Oh, Die
In
Hard.
America, Die Hard, another
United-
Christmas movie.
United Kingdom and
Oh.
Ireland. If you're listening to us from the United Kingdom or Ireland, which plenty of you are, this is relevant because Die Hard, the original Die Hard, and Die Hard 2, both Christmas movies.
And
Yeah, that's
it's on
true.
the
Come
UK
at
and UK and Ireland.
UK and Ireland, per the website I just checked.
Friends in UK, caring is sharing. What is your login? Drop it in the comments below. Thanks.
Although, you know what? Something that I think that your daughter can watch, and I don't know if she's seen the original because the original is actually on Netflix now. Dropping on December 6th for everybody that has kids, or if you were a big fan of it anyways, a fan of Justin Timberlake or Anna Kendrick, Trolls Holiday Special.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, still want to watch
yeah,
that.
so she's.
Yes.
I mean, and I'm sure it'll already pop up in her. But it's dropping in a couple days.
She will find it before I do. Just absolutely, if something new is on there, she's got it.
Yeah, I actually just saw that over the break
December
on
6th.
Netflix. Not the holiday special, but the original.
Oh, Trolls. I actually
oh.
still haven't seen it.
So
Yeah.
no,
I
that's
haven't
good.
seen
That's
it.
good for you to
I
know. I mean, like,
I
watch all
love
the
it,
things,
and
guys.
I love being a
Like-
mom. I have an excuse now to sit and watch all these kids' movies that, quite frankly, I'd probably be watching anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now nobody thinks. Well, they might still think I'm weird, but you know, I'm not going to the theater on my own to watch like Moana or something
Moana
like that.
was
'cause-
is it?
right?
So
Amy was
is
so
it
good.
easier for you? So we've had this debate on the show as well. So this is like something I would love to ask you: is it more of a production nowadays, especially when you have kids,
Right.
to go to a movie theater when it's so easy and accessible to do it from home, or do you still like the whole like we're gonna go to the movies, we're gonna get popcorn, I'm gonna drop like $10,000 at the movie theaters? That's not true, but I don't know if you have one preference over another because you know when I was young, you know, like going to the movies was like, yeah, I'm going to the movies. Now I'm like, it's like, what kind of movie am I watching? You know, like, am I gonna watch one with big explosions, a lot of CGI? I'll go to the movie theater. If it's just kind of two people talking, then maybe I can wait for it. So-
It depends. So I like to go to the movies.
Okay, great.
All right. So I think that's great, especially when it's the little one, because it's that big, experience, that big screen sitting in there, like you said, with the popcorn and everything. We'll bring in little blankets and snuggle up.
So
It's
you love
awesome.
going? Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I do. But of course, I can turn on Netflix. I can put on my jammies and just sit there with a big bowl of ice cream, no judgment.
I was gonna ask,
Right.
what's your snack, like your go-to
Yeah.
snack when binge watching?
Oh my goodness, pistachios. I can eat
Wow.
Shell on.
a lot.
The shell on ones, you know?
Yeah.
the ones
Oh
that-
yes.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
that's the last
really?
one.
Oh, you gotta
I
work
didn't
it.
know you
like-
could do
you
that.
gotta-
gotta make
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
gotta make it
look
work.
at this
You
right
gotta-
here, a little cut and this little. These, my friends, are just prove what a serious pistachio nut eater I am. I have pistachio nut calluses on my thumbs
That's
from
so
regular
cool.
shells.
I do it with my teeth. I'm just in there.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
so
no, I
cool.
sit-
Until
Go
you
this
chip your
and-
tooth and you're like, how much is that gonna cost to fix? Oh, I'm never gonna do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the last movie you saw in theaters?
What was the last movie I saw in theaters? My goodness, I feel like I just went and now I'm drawing a blank.
I think she mentioned.
Like not over the holiday.
You said
Like
you
were-
saw something
No.
last night. You said you saw something like yesterday.
Oh, well, yes.
Yes.
This was actually a bit of a premiere, so I guess I went, but yeah, Black Meridian. I saw Black Meridian, and it was really great. Yeah, so watch it.
Black Meridian.
Yes.
Like,
Black Meridian.
So then, do you have time? I know you said you like you mainly from the time that you do have that you like watching series like
Yes.
Orange Is the New Black and Stranger Things.
Yeah.
When you do have time to watch a movie, would you know what you have to invest a little bit of time to it? Is there a specific genre that you, or is it just based on maybe just the mood you're in at the time?
It depends on my mood. Probably a lot of dramas, but really, I mean, it just very open. It's, you know, good filmmaking is good filmmaking. So whether it's a Western or a sci-fi or anything else, if it's made, you know, if it has good writers and good actors and, you know, good lighting, sound, all those kind of things, and it just put together well. Yeah, I don't know that I really have a favorite.
Well, what about, do you have a dream movie that you'd like to be in? Like, is there a your perfect role that you would love to have?
there might be directors watching.
I mean, say.
Of course there is. Well, so two different things. Well, some of the shows I've been on, I don't know yet if my character's back. I would like for my character because I love working on Preacher with Graham McTavish. He's wonderful, so I'd like to work with him again. And then also there is a show you may have heard of called Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that show?
Yeah, well, you know, I think next season will be the last, so, but that would have been fantastic. But
You do realize, because
over
as
yet.
you were telling the story of the corset, I believe Lena Headey was on Conan O'Brien, who plays Cersei.
Yes.
And she mentioned that, putting on the corset is not fun. So
No.
you might have to go back to putting on a corset
Hey.
again.
I'm
Game of
okay
Thrones.
with that. I will suffer for my art. I will do it. I will do it. Yeah. No, but really right now, the filmmakers that I got to work with on Godless, I'd love to work with again. It was just such a good group of people.
Yeah, guys,
that's
so she
great.
mentioned Scott Frank, and as I'm looking right now, you know, so Scott Frank wrote and directed the series. However, he's also a listed writer for the movie Logan, hence kind of like that cowboy theme. You know, it kind of matches up. So like, it's a very, and like that thing's being pushed out for like Oscar nominations right
yeah.
now.
But he could write
So-
anything. He can write
Right.
anything. I mean, he's just so versatile. So, yeah.
Very cool.
All right. Anything else, guys?
Well, what are you excited to work on next?
Besides The Brave.
Well,
Besides,
well, I am going to say something about The Brave. I was so delightfully surprised to come on set to discover that the director for that particular episode was Michael Solomon, and he is actually from Denmark.
Oh, cool.
So I never, ever get to practice the Danish language. So
Yeah,
I
I was
walked
gonna
up to
say,
him and
right.
just started speaking Danish. And he answered. And then it was sort of as if I think I could see on his face that he just realized that he was speaking Danish. He was like, whoa. So we ended up talking, and it was amazing. He was great. We ended up talking about, he had some recipes for some Danish things I haven't
That was my
had for a
next
while.
question. When you came
And-
on, we started talking
yeah,
about food, and I
food.
want to know: are there any foods from Denmark that you're missing that you can't
Because
get here?
Ashley here loves food and travel.
Yes.
So I mean, you've got to like fill her in. I mean,
We've already covered all the cookies and situations that I was working on before I came here. You guys, they're going to be great. But yeah, talk to me about food in Denmark.
Okay, if you were to go out there, what I would order that's definitely a Danish thing is, okay, so now I expect for you to be able to say this afterwards, it's called højt belagt smørbrød.
Højt belagt smørbrød.
Hey, that was
She
pretty
made
good.
that good.
That
Sign
was
me
I was
up.
gonna
quite
write
good.
that
Somebody-
down.
She
I don't know
nailed
how to
that.
Yeah.
write that down.
And it's kind of like, I think here we'd call it an open-faced sandwich, but that's not
Like a
quite.
tartine kind of deal.
So it's this dark bread, right? And then it's topped with all these different lunch toppings
okay.
and anything you want. But it's so amazing, and I can't really describe it. When we get done with this, we'll look up some photos, and you can see. It looks like art. It's amazing. It tastes fantastic. There's everything, whether you're a meat eater or vegetarian or whatever, you can.
Do you make that
it's-
at home for your family?
No, because I can't get the ingredients that I
Oh,
need. I really can't. So when I go home to Denmark, I
that's when you do it.
or
you
put
go
on
get
10
it.
pounds in 2 weeks. And just eat the whole time, everything.
All the bread.
I eat
Well,
it
hence
all.
no, but hence that's when you get the corset. You're like, okay, get the corset back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm
now I
so
know.
hungry now.
Yeah, right. We're all gonna go out to dinner after this.
All right, guys. Well, one last little piece before we close out here. So, yep, Stranger Things was picked up for another season. Mindhunter was picked up for season 2, which is kind of mind-blowing to me because I had very hard time getting through the first episode because it was so slow. And it's David Fincher, who's who's a brilliant genius, one of my favorite directors. But I'm a little kind of shocked that it's. They got it picked up for season 2 so quickly because they took a long damn time to get Glow picked up for season 2. And Glow was awesome. I don't know if you've seen
I have not,
Glow.
but now I have something new to put in my queue.
You would actually be great. You would need to watch Glow, and you'd be great for one of the seasons for sure.
Oh,
because you come from a stunt background.
Them. Yes, I do. Wow, you looked me up. Didn't you? Yes, that's exactly right.
So,
yes.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this episode. You can find me on all social media at Rick Hong, RCKHONG, and...
Guys, thanks for tuning in. And as I said before, find me online at Ashley on Camera. We can talk about food, we can talk about Netflix, we can talk about all the things, but find me and let's talk.
I'm Steve Kaufman. You can find me on Twitter at Steve Kaufman. That is KAUFMANN. Some quick picks from me. Something I watched this week. I recommend American Vandal.
Always good.
Just a really funny parody take up on the the criminal docu-series, and one I have not seen, Boyer. It's a 2017 film about a legendary
journalist. And they picked up season 2 for American Vandal. Go ahead.
Did they pick up 2?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so excited
for
that.
Keep going.
A legendary journalist, Gates Elise unmasked a motel owner who spied on his guests for decades. That's on Netflix starting this week. I haven't seen that yet. That's my recommendation of something I haven't seen.
Those are good recommendations. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Amy Cassandra. You guys can find me on all social media at Amy Cassandra TV. I have been watching a few things that I stopped watching a while ago on Netflix, and I've just fallen back in love. So here it goes: Gossip Girl, New Girl, and The Office. I'm finishing it all up. So go back to the shows, the movies, everything that you stopped watching. Go back, try it again.
And we'd like to thank Trine Christensen for being in here.
Trina.
Watch Godless. And you can find her on on social media, on her Twitter, at Trina T. Christensen, the number 1.
That's right.
All right.
Lovely.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Same time, 7 p.m. We will be here.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
God bless.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.